So, I think I stopped the last video a little late at night, probably a little fatigued, but I was under the impression that there was our last battle, our last little battle hex. We have one more here before we draw from the bag. So I was going to come back and draw from the bag, but little did I know. And I want to check out some other stuff here too. I guess these guys are unlimbered, so they can't fire. If they moved and unlimbered their horse artillery, they could squeeze off a shot, but that's by and by. All right, we are charging these units from the rear. Now, I would think that they would want to pivot and not get charged in the rear. But if you look over here, I don't know if they got it wrong, if it's errata or what, but it says charge to the flank gives me more of a penalty. So yeah, we want them to stay charging from the rear. And the only thing I can think of is all I have to do is just flip around and shoot from the back. So maybe they know more than me. So we will start with the tally stick at 0. And we're charging through. He's not going to move. He's going to take the lesser of the two evils and let us charge to the rear. So we'll get a -2 to start off with on the tally stick. All right, charge assault table. I'm looking around here. Hold on one more time. All right, then, from what I'm seeing, that's the only modifiers that's a Russian unit to get. Oh, he is a Russian, so we forgot about that one. He's got his home field advantage, so we'll add one. All right, then we're at -1. That's gonna take away from them. Huh. Go for anything else? Nope. We're good. Now for the French units. That's another thing. No advancing fire, no defensive fire, because we came in from behind. So even if he did move, we wouldn't be coming in through one of his front hexes, which is this one or this one. You come in through this one, charge them, they get to shoot at you, which makes sense. Just basic. All right, looking around here, I think we're all good. Exclusively heavy, nope. Charging uphill, downhill, nope. No hills. Almost, but not really. Not hills yet. Obstructed hex, leader is present, no leader present. So when we come back here is a -1, rolling 2 dice. Want to get a 7 or less. Alright, 7 or less. Oh, not good for the French. Alright, I think it was a -1. Yep. So we got a 9. The defender holds the position, and the attacker loses 1 strength point. So, some of Bagavoo's forces make a stand. Oh, that was a good stand, because they were hammered from behind, too. It was a high die roll, so that's what killed them. All right. We have to apply a step loss. All right. Well, after much deliberation, and it really wasn't much deliberation, but anyway, we're going to do something on the channel that we have never done. I've never really done this, but seeing all the trouble we've had with the rules, all the errata, cheap components, not getting the components in the game, we're going to take it upon ourselves too. And I'll zoom in here. We're changing the charge through flank now. Gilbert Collins is rolling around. This would be a total faux pas marking on the rules, but yeah, charging through the flanks only 2, charging through the rears -3. So we want the better modifier charging through the rear. I mean, I'm not the most expert wargamer, but yeah, going through the rear, unless there's something I don't know about being in line. Like I said, we were thinking and from the side though. To get everybody from the rear, you could flip back. It would be easier, maybe. Charge through the flank, charge through the rear. You know what I mean? If you're all in line, it'd be easier to flip back. But we're gonna do it this way, and we're making a little bit of house rule change. Therefore, this unit here is going to suffer a step loss because instead we're going to give him a +1. So instead of a 9 result, we're going to get an 8 result. The defender holds the position, but both the defender and the attacker take a step loss. It's this little boy who was reduced to a 3 now. Anyway, he's going to take a loss because he got charged from the rear, which is worse than being charged from the side. But like I said, he might be figuring you can get more firepower from the men just turning around, coming at you, than you could from the side. You might have to change that back. I don't know. I guess they did a lot more research than I did. That just didn't make no sense. I don't know. We're gonna keep it like that. All right. We'll be back. We have a chip draw. We'll be right back. All right, then chip draw from the old bag. And every cube draw is important, but boy, this one is really important. It could turn the tide of the battle. It really could. So let's see who gets it. Just grab one. Here we are. It'd be all right. Let me see here. Got a bag over there. Now, one of the more important decisions. Man, blue again. If we push the subject, they'll be moving with an incredible movement penalty. Now, in my Civil War game, not only will the activations each turn affect your movement, but it'll affect your strengths too, because if they're tired from moving, they're going to be tired from fire. Shooting those volleys. And from those muskets wasn't too accurate anyway. That's why they had to mask their fire in lines. But, well, when you're tired, shaking, But anyway, that's by and by, or that's besides the point. All right, who gets it? Who gets it? Push the subject with Laval. It's evening session, and beautiful wife's up there in bed sleeping, so we're keeping it down a little bit. But I'm sure we're not too loud. All right, let's see. At least she's always said you don't have to worry about me when she's sleeping. She's up. All right, let's look around here. Man, pushing the subject. I don't know. His units are, like I said, it don't affect their strength. We only have, we have 3 on the board, I guess. We have another Dragoons that got hit pretty hard. Was under Klein. He got killed. All right, let's see here. We'll be back. All right, well, I was going to do a big old lieutenant die roll. Right, base it on their initiative. Roll 8 dice for Laval, 6 for him, etc. like we've been doing. But this is such a critical moment in the game. I don't really want to leave it up to randomness. Although each general, if he was sitting there, would have a good point arguing about his activation. Now, Laval, I think, has done enough. We won't get enough movement points out of him. He can only move 2 points to here. So we really can't get anything on. Boy, that Markov activation killed us. But I guess he was bound to get activated sometimes. But they beat us to EVE out. The Dragoons underneath this replacement general, because Klein got killed by artillery. He's kind of spread around, but they're in some good spots to where if anybody moves, they can always react to him. I thought about getting them a little bit more organized. Another thing with Laval is he's got his troops almost, all over the place, all around, but they're kind of holding the perimeter. We can bring these units on. They would be a major push. Massive our cavalry up around here is where they would be with a big swing. I'm a big cavalry swing guy. I've done a few simulations in Waterloo where I took all the French cavalry they had, kind of held the British off and drew them on in, and I swung with all the cavalry. I think I swung both ways, this way and this way, and man, we got back there, just wrecked havoc, and shoo. But anyway, big cavalry swing guy, but I don't know if I'd unleashed the cavalry yet. This is a big old infantry division. No cavalry. I thought about bringing them. I don't know what I'd do with them. Just kind of funnel them in if we can get a foothold in here. use them as a little bit of a blocking force. But I believe what we're going to do is unclog a little bit of works, and we're going to give the cube to Grucci. Grucci and his first Dragoons, I guess that's who he is. Let me see here on his counter. Oh, it says a second Dragoons. Huh. Oh, he's moved one already. That is correct. Solar did that wrong. Okay. Oh, man, if we get Grucci, that's something to take in consideration. -2 movement points of cavalry. Ooh, I forgot all about that. Let me check that out. We'll be right back. Yeah, because we had him with 7 movement points going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can still get up around there, but oh. All right, we hold off on that. We'll be right back. All right, well, it'll be about a day or so later. I've been sitting down here. I think I caught myself down here last night. I was going to play this game. Maybe do a video segment. But dozing off at the gaming table. I don't know if anybody's ever dozed off at the gaming table. I'm sure some of them have. But we have spent way too much time deliberating who's going to get this cube. And that's another thing about my thought of having the old, if you're at a convention, because, man, it's a tough decision. And we've come to a decision, though. It's going to be the man of the hour, and he's already had one move. You know what? I forgot about that when I was doing my calculations again. Huh. Because he'll be moving twice. We're thinking about old Grucci. And what I had planned for him, I'll show you here, was the object of the game, or the victory conditions of this scenario, the learning scenario, is to get as many of these hexes under control as possible. I know hexes that have buildings in them with Elau. This is a different town up here, but we were going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see that right. 6, 7. Get on this road. That's as far as he can go. We're going to spread the rest of his dragoons out along here, just pretty well protecting these two groups from linking up, although they could theoretically sandwich us. But if he's only got 6, that changes the whole deal. That means we will come up short. They'll be there, but we'll still have a force in here. I could have someone facing this way, someone facing that way to meet the onslaught. But yeah, the Russians haven't moved in a while, so they have just sitting back here watching, chopping at the bit to get going. We also got this whole group of units here. So let me think this over again. We'll be right back. Decision's been made. Dispatch has been sent to General St. Joseph and all his cavalry. And he has been instructed to head down the road. Before he gets into town, on the hill to his right will be a bunch of Russian infantry belonging to General Essen. Paid General Essen's troops a visit, and no shortage of words. Tear him up! Alright, it is on. And we will have a massive assault here. Of course, when we're done with all the dramatics, these units here will get a chance to form in the square. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back.